You were raised on the lie that helping is always noble. Open the door, lend the money, give your time, save them. But Machiavelli, writing in 1513, observed something that modern psychology has only recently proven. Some people you help will never stand on their own. They will not learn. They will not grow. They will simply learn that you are someone who can be pulled down. And here is the brutal truth that they never told you. Your help is not always help. Sometimes it is a transaction in which you pay the price and they pay nothing. I know this is uncomfortable to hear. Most people never question their helping habits. If you're one of the few who does, subscribe. We're building a community of people who think deeply about human nature, not just react to it. And drop a like to tell the algorithm this content matters. The kindest thing you can do for some people is to let them struggle. The most compassionate boundary you can set is a closed hand. Today, we are not discussing cruelty. We are discussing strategy, psychology, and the preservation of your own limited life energy. This is Machiavelli's ruthless lesson, filtered through the lens of modern behavioral psychology and the Stoic wisdom of self-preservation. Do not help them. Here is why. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are quick to change their nature when it serves their interest, but slow to remember favors." Behavioral psychology confirms this. It is called the reciprocity paradox. When you help someone who has not earned that help, who has not demonstrated the capacity to reciprocate, you do not create gratitude. You create entitlement. The first time you give, they thank you. The second time, they expect you. The third time, they demand you. And the fourth time, they resent you for reminding them they ever needed you. Your help becomes their baseline. Your absence becomes their grievance. Machiavelli observed this in princes and peasants alike. The human psyche does not naturally generate lasting gratitude for unearned assistance. It generates dependency, and dependency always curdles into resentment. The prisoner does not love the jailer who leaves the cell door unlocked. He hates him for not opening it sooner. There is a psychological term for this: the enabling trap. It occurs when your assistance removes the natural consequences of another person's choices, thereby removing their motivation to change. Addiction specialists understand this. A parent who endlessly bails their child out of financial ruin is not helping. They are subsidizing self-destruction. A friend who always listens to the same relationship complaints, offers the same advice, watches it be ignored, and then listens again, is not a friend. They are an emotional dumping ground. Machiavelli said, "Never do your enemy a small injury," but we do the inverse. We do our loved ones small, repeated, ineffective favors that inoculate them against the pain necessary for growth. We are not saviors. We are anesthesia. And anesthesia, as we explored in our last film, never heals. It only delays the surgery. Jung observed that psychic energy is finite. Every time you extend yourself to carry another person's weight, you are making a withdrawal from an account that does not automatically replenish. The Stoic philosopher Seneca asked, "When will you be wise enough to know that your duty is to yourself first?" This is not selfishness. This is sovereignty. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You cannot guide others from a place of depletion. The martyr who gives until nothing remains does not become a saint. They become a burden to the next person who must now care for them. Machiavelli's prince knew this. Resources must be conserved for the battles that matter. Not every cry for help is a legitimate summons. Some are tests. Some are habits. Some are the cries of people who have discovered that helplessness is a reliable currency. Your attention, your energy, your emotional availability. These are the most valuable currencies you possess. Do not spend them on those who cannot be enriched by them. So what is the alternative? Coldness? Abandonment? Cruelty? No. The alternative is strategic compassion. Machiavelli wrote, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The fool helps immediately, indiscriminately, and endlessly. The wise man asks, what form of help will make this person need me less tomorrow?" This is the distinction between rescuing and empowering. Rescuing says, "I will solve this for you." Empowering says, "I will stand beside you while you solve it yourself." Rescuing creates debt. Empowering creates capability. Rescuing is visible and immediately gratifying. Empowering is invisible and often painful for both parties. But here is the truth Machiavelli understood. The help that feels good to give is rarely the help that is good to receive. Here is your assignment. It is Machiavellian, it is Jungian, It is Stoic, and it is necessary. Conduct a ruthless inventory of your help. Identify the people in your life who meet these 3 criteria. 1. They repeatedly require your assistance for the same problems. 2. They do not implement your advice or change their behavior. 3. They do not offer reciprocal support or express genuine, sustained gratitude. These are not relationships. These are drains, and you have been treating them as duties. Machiavelli said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Look at the people around you. What do they reveal about your intelligence, about your boundaries, about your secret belief that your value is measured by how much you give? You are not your generosity. You are the steward of your own life force, and you have been spending it on emotional bankrupts." Machiavelli ends his most famous chapter with a quiet observation, often overlooked. A prince is also esteemed when he is a true friend and a true enemy, not when he is everyone's friend. When he is a true friend, truth requires discernment. Truth requires boundaries. Truth requires the capacity to say no to some so you can say yes to yourself. The Stoics called this the art of living with open hands and closed fists, open to receive what is good, closed to protect what is precious. Jung called it individuation, the lifelong task of becoming distinct from the collective, of knowing where you end and others begin. And Machiavelli called it virtue, the strength to act according to necessity, not sentiment. Do not help them. Not because you are cruel, not because you do not care, not because you are unwilling. Do not help them because your help has become a substitute for their growth. Do not help them because your energy is sacred and finite. Do not help them because the world does not need more exhausted, resentful martyrs. It needs more whole, strategic, self-possessed individuals who have the strength to withhold, when withholding is the truest form of care. Your no is not a rejection. It is a redirection. You are not closing the door on them. You are opening the door to yourself. And that is a door that has been waiting patiently for you to finally turn the handle. What relationship in your life requires a ruthless inventory? Comment below. Subscribe for more films that translate ancient wisdom into modern psychology.